house is on Medicaid. My husband, me, our baby daughter. Okay, we're all on Medicaid. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to have the birth control in my arm that I have. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to have the antidepressants that I have at no cost to me. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to go to therapy to continue to be the mom I am to the 3 kids and 2 separate houses that I have to do. Without Medicaid, my daughter wouldn't be able to go and get her vaccines and go and get all of the things that she needs as an 18-month-old baby. Without Medicaid, my husband wouldn't be able to go and get the medications that he needs and the treatment that he needs for his disability. Without Medicaid, not a single person in my house would have health care. We are low income. Our only income is my husband's SSI. We're on food stamps. We use food pantries. Okay? Without Medicaid, we would never be healthy. And for us, it's not even like body, it's all mental. For my husband, for me, and then we have a baby who needs Medicaid for vaccines, who needs Medicaid for, I already have 2 children who are diagnosed with autism. So what if she ends up getting diagnosed with autism? We need Medicaid. We need Medicaid. And if you live in America, everybody deserves free healthcare. That's it.
I can't, bro. Honestly, I can't. It is so much wrong with this. I can probably talk for the next 30 minutes on what's wrong, how we need to solve for it. But the first question that I have is, I don't believe that people that are in this situation that's not actually contributing to society, I don't believe that they deserve to have a vote that counts as much as my vote as a person that pours into society, as a person that, in my opinion, is overtaxed, is burdened with being overtaxed. And one of my biggest problems is how much I am giving over to the federal government in order to make sure that these people, and I work so hard, I work my butt off. And there are so many Americans, regardless of what your socioeconomic status is, that you grind and you hustle. And you have a person that is feeling entitled and believes that her children or her child that she chose to have deserves to be taken care of by us, the taxpayers, and the federal government, and that's our shoulder to bear. Won't cut the calories, won't get themselves together, won't go to work, and what makes them think that they should have had children when only income that they have was his Social Security in the first place?
If you think Trump is just trying to slash Medicaid, you're not hearing the full story. Let me break it down. Because the media's headlines are leaving a lot out. They want you to think it's heartless, that he's just cutting support. But what they don't explain is that Trump's approach is aimed at breaking the cycle of government dependence created by the system itself. Now, under Obama, Medicaid enrollment exploded, not just for those who truly needed it, but in ways that opened the door to fraud, waste, and long-term dependency. Trump's strategy? Target resources for those who genuinely needed help while creating opportunities like job training and economic growth, so fewer people need Medicaid in the first place. The goal isn't to hurt the poor, it's to lift people out of poverty, but that doesn't fit the media's narrative, so they spin it as cruelty. Now ask yourself, if Trump's plan is so bad, why are they so scared to explain it fully? Maybe because once you see the bigger picture, you realize it's not about cutting care, it's about fixing a broken system. And that, folks, is exactly why we voted for Donald J. Trump, because we don't need the media anymore to tell us what's going on. We know what's going on, and it's because of Donald J. Trump. Have a great day.
Yes, Donald Trump is cutting Medicaid. Oh shit, what am I gonna get a job? Get a job? He's not cutting it for people that work and they actually deserve it and they're trying their hardest. He's cutting it for illegal immigrants, which I personally believe, this is my personal opinion, what they need it for. Why do we as American citizens have to pay tax dollars that's going to fund them getting treatment when they're not even here legally? I'm sorry. Feel how you feel about it. I really don't give a damn. And 2, for the people who don't want to get up and go to work. They don't want jobs. They just want to be lazy, trans-disabled, as they like to say, people, basically burdens on society, the unproductives. So that's what I call them, the unproductives. Yeah, you're gonna cut their shit. That might motivate you to get up and go fucking do something with yourself. But most of them don't. They don't. So yeah, let them cut the Medicaid to them. Fuck them. You get sick. You don't work. You don't eat. You don't grind. You don't shine. In the words of Mike Jones, 281-330-8004. I'm just saying. Listen, work. Go get a job. Part-time job. Try. You got to try for yourself. Just being a lazy, unproductive, that ain't cutting it no more. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just not.
Hold on, let me talk to y'all for a minute. Hold on real quick, dog. Hey, y'all do know, like, people complain, oh, there's a lot of Medicare, a lot of Medicaid cuts, there's a lot of, there is people in healthcare that be complaining that some people don't want to go home. Some people, like, they get into a hospital, they get into a medical facility, skilled nursing facility, rehab facility or whatever, and they don't want to go home. They keep like making up like illnesses because they lonely. Some people be lonely when they don't want to go home. You know what I mean? Like, and they may really not even need to be there. And then like, facilities will go ahead and do whatever they can do to keep them there to make money. And, they just drain like Medicaid and Medicare. They just keep draining it. Some people need it, but some people, they kind of just like are lonely. The kids don't want to come visit them. They're older. You know what I mean? And they just don't want to leave. They don't want to go home. So like a stomach ache, they're going to the hospital and complaining and taking up doctor's time. Not everybody's like that. Some people like really need it, but some people just abuse the system. Like in insurance and stuff like that. Some people, they really do go crazy and like abuse the system, and there's like no checks and balances for a lot of this. And a lot of these healthcare facilities, they make billions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars off of this. It happens a lot, and they just sit up there and get Tylenol and just hit call lights and just just doing to just to stay there, and Americans are flipping the bill. It happens a lot. Some people really need like a lot of this stuff, but a lot of this stuff is bloat. Unnecessary spending. A lot of it is. Happens a lot. So I don't know, man. Like, Medicare, Medicaid cuts, a lot of that stuff sucks. It just is what it is. But there is a lot of abuse. People don't want to, like, people don't think about that, like, the flip side of it. So I don't know, man. Just look at the different Reddit forums and people talking about like working in healthcare and how it is. Like, it's insane. Like, when you think about it, people get extensions and extra days, another 100 days and another 30 days, more extensions, and they just don't want to go home because they're lonely, acting sick, and so I think there's some cuts that's necessary. Just my opinion. I don't know what y'all think.